कोई तोड़ दो इन जंजीरों को, कोई रोक लो इन तानों को, इस सोसाइटी को जो हमें बनाती है। देश तरक्की जरूर कर रहा है, पर क्या सच में हम आजाद हैं? लड़की को बचाओ, लड़की को पढ़ाओ, पर क्या सिर्फ नारों से काम चलता है? नाम तो सिर्फ लड़के रोशन करते हैं। लड़की तो पराया धन है, धन लक्ष्मी होती है। लड़की का कर्म चाहे कितना भी ऊंचा क्यों ना हो, लड़की पैसे कमाए, नाम बनाए, इससे घर थोड़ी ना फलता है। लड़की का तो काम है पढ़ना लिखना, सजना संवरना और आखिर घर, चूल्हा चौका, बच्चे और पति को संभालना। पैसे कमा के क्या करना है, पूछे हर पुराने जमाने की आंटी। अरे इसे तो सिर्फ उस घर जाके राज करना है। बजाई सोसाइटी ने हर बार बस यही एक घंटी। क्यों पढ़ाया लिखाया, अपने पैरों पर खड़ा करवाया, सिर्फ घर बैठ के वक्त काटने की, बच्चों के स्कूल से लौटने की, पति का वेट करके घर संभालने की ट्रेनिंग देने के लिए? क्या लड़की का सिर्फ इतना ही अस्तित्व है? क्या उसके अरमान, उसकी इच्छा, उसकी आत्मनिर्भरता का कोई मोल नहीं? मैं पूछती हूँ, क्या उसके सपनों का कोई तोल है या वो भी नहीं? Hey guys, welcome back to Vritvi Talks. Yep, you got that right. Today's topic is about women and financial literacy. Disclaimer: whatever I talk today is very generic. It's not towards a particular section or a class of society, or not to hurt anybody's sentiments. Our country progressed with time, we got freedom, we saw a hell lot of development over the years. We saw various moments over a lot of issues, but some heart touching or self realization topics like financial freedom or financial education for women or for our daughters for that matter are just not too spoken about, or maybe not at all. Finances and women don't go hand in hand. Do we still hear this quite often? Yeah. Why? Where we still have women running successful shows: Indira Nooyi, Sudha Murthy, Kiran Majumdar, Falguni Nair, and a lot more. Women in business and finance are the stepping stone of this generation. But then, why are we still suppressing the notion, or just not able to accept that women are very good managers, even when it comes to financial management? While India was going through demonetization, do you know how much of amounts of money was deposited from the housewife sector itself? Well, as per the generic reports online, almost of 15 to 18% of the net total. Oh, that's huge, right? But why is that women are considered less in terms of finances? Maybe it's because of a certain section of society still abides by primitive thoughts. But I strongly believe that women back then were equally progressive. Or maybe we should say it's us women who eventually try and suppress ourselves and get entangled in the whirlwind of responsibilities, only so that we are being respected and validated a little more by our surrounding people. And what happens years later? We sulk and then we get depressed that I didn't get to do this, I didn't get to do that in that phase. I had family and kids. I had to sacrifice my dreams for you all, blah blah blah, and God knows what all. And what happens to women who don't abide by these validations and go all out to achieve what they want, managing their own finances? They break these shackles of societal or cultural expectations and just live their dream because they know that it's their life and they don't need to burden themselves with everyone else's thoughts. Some of you might say, gone are the days when women used to think like that. Today's working women are more progressive, and almost every woman you know is an independent one. Well, that's correct. There's no denying to the fact. But if you ask yourself again, or maybe you look around deeper, are women really that independent and free to take their own financial decisions? Financial dependency is one of the core problems women face worldwide because no wonder it's expected from them to take care of the house and family while the men go out and earn and make themselves responsible enough to take care of finances and run the show. While we are the daughters of the society where girls are going on moon or building spacecraft today and all, but they are also expected to take care of the house and be available at call one. When a girl is interested in finances, it's often told to her, अरे बेटा फाइनेंस पढ़ के क्या करेगी बैंक में नौकरी करनी हो तो ठीक है वरना हिसाब किताब ही आ जाए उतना ही काफ़ी है. Well, we are still talking about financial literacy in women. We haven't even touched the topic of pay parity with working women. Working or not, I think empowerment is a wrong term when it comes to women because either a woman knows more than you or she is made to believe that the men in her life or around know more or better than her. Lack of financial literacy is kind of an epidemic we all as a society are waiting to get over. For once. I would like to share a small story of my two friends over here, Rohit and Misha. Rohit was a banker with liberal values and a small family consisting of four mom, dad, his sister, and him. While Misha was a fashion designer, belonged to a business class family, and yeah, she was very ambitious. Rohit landed a job right after his college with an additional finance degree and started taking up the responsibility of his house and family while saving some for his future endeavors. Misha's family was not so much about teaching her about savings or financial planning and all. They were more like, okay, we will get you a boutique and some investment to start off, but we need profits till the time you can pull off. But in the long run, we would just want you to get married away. While Rohit continued his stable income and cycle of savings and investments with baby steps, Misha started to make some profits month on month. But, however, she failed financially when it came to her yearly balance sheet. Since she was new to the entrepreneurial world, nobody told her about taxes she would have to pay. All she thought was, yeah, pay the workers, some stuff here and there, some bills of the boutique, thinking that she is doing a great job with a good monthly profit and loss sheet. Whatever she earned, she had to literally pay out extra penalties for the delayed taxes, and some of it just as service charges. When she went yelling at her family that why didn't you tell me all this before? All she got as a reply was, we thought you knew. And it was your mistake. You should have come and asked us well, even before you started. But you didn't. Now get all the payables done and start afresh. That is the only option left. And she was only heartbroken hearing all this. Misha's mother was a talented woman, helping her father in the business, but a cribbing one because she always felt that sense of lost identity over the years as she had to sacrifice her own dreams for the family and children. And that's why Misha didn't want to repeat the story for herself. Hence, she tried, struggled. Maybe today she is doing good for herself after that episode. But yeah, she had to start up back again. You must be wondering how disheartening is this, isn't it? Poor Misha. Back there, Rohit's family was still very liberal with working members, most importantly, his mother, who used to balance out each duty, her career, and her house very well and with elan. She, as a mother, made sure that she teaches the value of every single penny to her kids by rewarding them on and off over a good habit or a good deed, taught them savings at a very early age, shared some talks over the cost of living and education with them, also some talks about compounding. And as a woman of the house, she made sure she worked in spite of some odds from the in laws and society in general, and yet shared the load of finances with her husband to run the house and give her children a good education and simple yet good lifestyle. Was that the case with Misha's mother? She would have had a very different approach towards finances, even if her approach towards her dreams was correct. It would have saved her a lot of time and money earned over the period, and wouldn't have required to start over again and feel sad about the half knowledge on the matters bothering. Well, the story would have been much, much better for Misha if her father was progressive enough to teach her the right tactics of handling her own money and showing her the importance of being totally self dependent and financially literate. We can definitely hope for Rohit to be that kind of father whenever he has kids or daughter to be precise. Women can help deal with rising costs of living and inflation if they are financially literate. Children tend to be more influenced by their mothers than their fathers. Financial literacy sets a good example for your children as well. It's like you want the woman to handle the finances. In most households, women are responsible for the day to day expenses out of whatever cash is given to them. So the question is, are women good at financial management? Yes, definitely. It's just the right preaching that makes this shift. I personally feel it's high time we teach our daughters to be financially independent and also educated in that terms, and not just be bothered to get them married to a rich family and a well earning guy. There is also something called as self satisfaction, but that is totally neglected. When uncertain circumstances hit suddenly, the dependency of these women goes for a toss. And that is where it's still expected from women even more to be responsible enough and do more sacrifices to get that stability again, resulting in terms of unfortunate, unlikely remarriages or elders supporting them with other responsibilities over the time, overpowering them and taking decisions for them as well. We should not forget that overpowering can turn really ugly when a person is being suppressed by the other partner. Lady Gaga once said she dated a guy who had told her nobody would listen to her voice and she would be completely non existent if he left her. So much so that she won't be even able to buy a cup of coffee by herself and that she should forget about Grammys too. Mimicking her in a bad way. Today, we all know who she is, what she was capable of, and her voice is being played on world forums. That a girl, global star. You know what I mean, right? Never let anybody dim your shine when you are already a twinkling star. It's high time, people, that we decide and take a stand for what is right. Being dependent on anybody will only lead to disappointments. They say money can't buy you happiness or everything, but what it does get you is that self confidence and self worth. It's high time we stop seeking validation from anybody and pursue everything that makes us happy and self sufficient. It's not only about what you should do as women, but it's also about the men in the family and society in general. There is also this another section of men in society that speaks about liberating women, educating girls, sponsoring some parts of sports for them, and so on. But the sad part is, this section might be still lesser in percentile than the other one, which we usually see. Everything we do is a deepest part of our minds. If you think you are not capable of doing something, you won't be. That's why the word empowerment is given so much power to. Well, this brings me to thinking that how you want to be perceived is completely your choice. If you allow someone to talk small of you, they are going to see you that way. Why do we have to feel empowered or given some validations to feel so? When we don't even want to exercise our own individual rights as humans on earth do. It's not just about women, it's about every individual, whoever is listening to this, knowing your potential and wanting to feel worthy. It all comes from within. Are you worthy enough? Think about it. And if you know that you are, then you know what to do. Happy living, people. Take care.